Hey, it's Dave again. I'm actually going to weather this model now, that pre-assembled model. Now, I mentioned that in the earlier video, the first video where I assembled this, and do some weathering techniques in that. I also talked about this terrible spot of destruction right there where there was a decal. But here's my weathering technique. This is simpler than the one I showed you last time. I could go in and dry brush like this roof here and some other details, but I just want to try something different. And I heard a technique of putting some India ink in alcohol. And I have some rubbing alcohol in this little 35mm film canister. And I'm going to put in a couple drops of lamp black India ink. The formula I've read on, actually in a model railroading book, was he put in 2 tablespoons per I believe, quart. I don't want to mix up a whole quart of this stuff. And one thing about weathering is a little bit goes a long way. So, okay. And India ink actually has shellac in it, so it shouldn't wear off later. And that's the reason you don't put India ink in a fountain pen. And actually, the reason you're not going to use fountain pen ink to do this is fountain pen ink, when it's black and diluted, it turns blue. But let's see what we get here. What's the absolute worst that can happen here? So, brush only in one direction. I can start at the top. And you see that just staying in those crevices up there. Really making that look dirty and well used. Oh, I like this technique. Get some in there. Alright, probably some dirt up on the top. There. Throw some on the stairs. It really brings out some of those extra details too. And you actually don't want it very even because, like I've mentioned before, nothing ever really weathers evenly, and the gloss will go away from this when the alcohol dries. Just flicking that off. This is a little bit dirty. We got real good technique here. The thing with weathering is a little does go a long way, but you can see. And I'm actually regretting putting that on that little bit of roof there. We're going to see how much we can get off with the nooks and crannies are fine. Yeah, it doesn't look bad now that I took some of that off. I'm going to do the plastic at the bottom. It's going to cover the ground foam anyway, so. Not bad. And I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and I'm going to go do another quick little technique where I'm going to come and shoot some Testors Dull Coat. It doesn't say Dull Coat on the bottle anymore, or on the can anymore. It says it on the little label up top. I wish it still said Dull Coat in big letters. But I can't have everything now, can I? And that'll take the plastic sheen off of this model and make it look a little more real, a lot more realistic. This building might not be that old. So maybe I don't want that much weathering on it, and I think it'll be fine for my layout. Alright, so that's my really quick Black India ink trick that I learned about, and I'm actually going to go do it on 2 more models, and we'll take it from there. I'm actually going a little bit more on this standpipe coming up here. Alright, see you guys shortly, and I'll just probably just throw a couple still pictures of that video, sorry, a couple still pictures in the video of that building as the dull coat dries. Alright, thanks a lot everybody.